Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another apartment renovation. I am back with our custom apartment building we've been working on over the last couple of weeks, and today I'm decorating another 2-bedroom apartment. They're all pretty much 2 bedrooms at this point, but this is going to be an apartment for a couple of grandparents who are raising their grandson, and I really enjoyed this build. I did this over on Twitch last night actually, and chat really helped me bring this together and get the storyline going for this particular family. So we were kind of thinking that there was 2 grandmas here raising their grandson, and their grandson is a really cool kid who is in a band, kind of pursuing a musical career, and he is also trans. So those were things we tried to incorporate into this home and kind of tell a story of a little bit of a different family where it's not just, you know, the parents and the kid. There's a lot of different family dynamics, and we were trying to really explore that in this apartment building. As I have done a couple of apartments that have not the stereotypical family where we have like a couple of sisters where there's no parents there. We have a single dad and his twin daughters. And so this was another one that I was really excited to explore. So anyway, this is the kitchen space. I was really trying to make this look more like a grandparent space that has a little bit of youthful energy, bringing in some of that grandson's personality and some of his items. So in the kitchen, I feel like it's just very grandparents. It's a little bit outdated. I love the linoleum tile I have in the kitchen. This is from the bowling stuff pack. I think it is so pretty. And there's a book bag by the chair. And I changed the clutter on this table so many times. I could not decide what I wanted here. And no matter how many times I placed it, I felt like it just didn't look organically placed. So we spent a long time on this. I tried to cut out as much of it as I could, but still give you an idea of what we were thinking and where things ended up being. So going to move that around quite a bit. I do end up getting rid of that magazine stack and putting a different one from the Everyday Clutter Kit instead. But that magazine stack does end up on the coffee table instead. That one is from the Mosquito stuff pack. But this one worked a little bit better on the kitchen table, and I believe I end up getting rid of that notebook because it just made the table look a little bit too cluttered. But I did enjoy having those flowers as well as a fruit bowl and some like fresh baked goods. That just felt very grandparent to me, even though that isn't something I've had the experience of. My grandma's never been into cooking. The second she realized she didn't have to cook for a family anymore, she stopped. She's a very big fan of her microwave. So that isn't like my experience. My grandma was never like, I made fresh cake or cookies or whatever, but I know that is a stereotypical grandparent thing, and it just sounds so cute. And I do imagine that this family is incredibly loving and supportive of their grandson. So the idea of like baking him fresh cake and stuff just sounds so cute. I had really like warm, fuzzy vibes while I was decorating this apartment, just imagining these Sims. So it made sense for what I had in mind for this family. Anyway, I do have the kitchen a little bit more open here, and I decided to have this half wall with this little fence above it. It's a little bit more open to the living room this way. I originally was thinking it would be separate rooms, but I think that this half wall here still kind of has that dated look that I was going for, but makes the space feel a little bit more inviting. I also decided to look through all the wallpapers and try and find one that I haven't used in a long time that still felt like that stereotypical grandparent look, and this checkered one was perfect. Like this gingham, I love it so much in this little beige swatch with the white trims on the bottom, and the whole apartment has a lot of like beiges and browns, but I think it's really warm in that way. I was quite happy with that. And right now I do have this green rug, and I do end up keeping that rug, but I will be duplicating it, making it smaller. So there's 2 of them stacked in a different orientation for this living room, and changing the swatch to a blue, which is a bit darker. And I feel like it just helps kind of broaden the color scheme in this room. Everything's a little bit too much of the same tone, and it darkens it up a little bit, but not in a bad way, I don't think. I think it still looks very inviting, but it kind of grounds the space a little bit more. So you'll see that in a little while here. I will be changing that. But right now, just trying to figure out the TV. I decided to get a bigger one. For some reason, I always put smaller TVs in grandparents' houses because when I think of my grandparents, they kept their like big back TV or box back. What do you call those? Fat back. There you go. That's the word. TV for a very long time, but then they eventually got a bigger TV, and it just keeps getting bigger. Like they have the biggest TV out of anyone I know in my whole life is my grandma's TV. I think it's like 75 or 80 inches. Like it's huge. It takes up like the whole wall. But for a really long time, she kept her fatback TV. So I tend to think of that, but for this household, I thought having a bigger TV was nice. And I loved that chair in the corner from Cats and Dogs with the blanket on it. It just looks so cozy and probably very comfortable as well, and nice back support. So here are those magazines I mentioned. I also got a tray with like tea and candles on it on the coffee table. I thought it was really cute. And I loved the record player in here as well. That's one of my favorite items in the game. I'm always excited when I can use it. And a couple like grandparents builds ago, I added this candy dish from the Paranormal Stuff Pack, and I just thought it was so cute and really reminds me of my great grandmother, who always had a candy dish out on her coffee table. So I thought to grab that and add it in here as well. I thought it was a cute idea. And then we are moving on to the grandparents' bedroom. So this one kind of just matches the rest of the house. I used another fun wallpaper in here that's a little bit more dated. This one is from Cats and Dogs. I really like the stripes on it. And then I brought in the same rug and realized, oh, that blue swatch would be perfect for the living room. So that is where I'm changing it out here. But I will be getting a couch, or not a couch, a rug. I don't know why I always do that. I say the complete wrong word. But I will be getting a rug in here that is the same color as the one in the living room, and then swapping it out. But this bed from Cottage Living works so nicely in this space. I love the floral pattern, and there's a lot of patterns going on in this bedroom, but I still feel like they kind of work. It's a little bit busy, but it doesn't feel too busy, if that makes sense. You might disagree. Let me know what you think about this. But I decided to put the dresser directly next to the bed, so it's both a regular dresser and kind of a bedside table, and I was really excited to add the dentures next to the bed. That's an item that we got with the bathroom clutter kit, and I just think it's a fun little storytelling item, especially for like a grandparent's house, having dentures right there. I just thought it was cute. So added that. We have a nice little plant, a little like box of whatever you would like. I think the name of it is like a box for my trinkets, which makes me so happy because that's a sound on TikTok. I haven't seen it in a while, but it makes me really happy. Like, I got another little box for my trinkets, and it's if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I probably sound ridiculous right now, but that's okay. Anyway, this is going to be the grandson's room. At first I was going for like blue and red in here, but I do change the color a little bit later to be more of a light blue. I changed the swatch on this bed, and I like how it comes out a lot better. It's a little bit more soft. Also, I was trying really hard to make this amp work in this space, and there just really wasn't space for it, so I ended up getting rid of it in the end. But I do add a guitar, and we were thinking that these posters up above the bed were of the grandson's band. I thought that that was so cute, and of course we had to add the trans pride flag in here, and I ended up moving stuff around, make the posters a little bit more prominent, and I end up adding a corkboard in here as well, but adding a comfy rug in here right now, and I end up swapping out the curtains as well. I just was playing around a lot with the color scheme because at first I really wanted that dark blue, but I feel like I use that too often and it just didn't feel right for this sim. So I was happy I changed it, and this isn't a bedspread I use very often, so definitely a nice change of pace as well. Getting some like CDs and stuff on the bedside table. There's also like some gaming stuff and a baseball there as well. That is a piece of clutter from the high school years pack. But just getting some of these postcards on the corkboard to kind of fill up the space, and then we should be decorating above the dresser. I ended up adding this mirror from the Dream Home Decorator pack, and it has a gap on the side, so I thought it'd be really cool to add this clock in there, so it's kind of like a built-in feature. And then just getting a couple of pieces up on the desk. Something about that hat, I was like, this sim owns this hat. They wear this hat everywhere. This is their hat. And I don't know why. Sometimes when I'm building, I just get like very strong vibes like that about the particular sims that are living here. So I did that, and I also added some headphones on the wall or on the dresser, and then I'm going to be getting some records to hang on the wall, a lot of artwork from the high school years pack. That pack has so much good build and buy for teen rooms. I just love it so much. It helps decorate spaces so well, and I'm hoping I feel similarly about the new items that we're going to be getting with Growing Together for like kids rooms and infants nurseries and stuff. It should be really good. But anyway, this is the bathroom. I decided to use the shower tub combo from Parenthood in here, and I thought it would be really fun if the shower curtain had like this guitar on it, and like the grandma was all about getting this shower curtain because it's really supportive of her grandson's ventures as a musician. Like I said, I had all of these like warm fuzzy feelings while I was decorating this apartment, and I just loved the idea of these sims being super supportive and loving of their family. So that was why I added that. I don't think I've ever used that shower curtain before, but I really, really like it. And yeah, then just adding some clutter over here by the sink. We have some toothbrushes, a nice hand towel. I also really like this towel set from the bathroom clutter kit. that has towels that are a little bit more messy. It just seems more realistic that way. And then, like every apartment, there are 2 balconies. The front one that's a little bit smaller, I just put a planter out here as well as a chess table, and then a couple of decorative plants as well. And then the back porch I thought would be just a nice relaxing space. It is facing out towards the pool at the back of the apartment building. So I do end up putting a couple of lounge chairs back there. And I want to say another plant. Oh, and a space heater. I thought it would just be nice to keep nice and warm back here during the colder months if they decided they wanted to hang out outside. But it's a pretty simple backyard space, or like back porch balcony space. I also end up adding a stereo out here, which I don't do a lot, but since this is a closed balcony, so it's not going to break in the weather, I thought that would be nice. They could listen to some tunes while they're watching everyone in the pool. It just sounded really relaxing. So that is it for this apartment. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this one. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more, and click that bell to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the screenshots. Bye everyone.